you're not just thinking. You replay every word, every moment, all those tiny details most people forget within seconds, over and over in your mind. A moment that should have ended 15 seconds ago stays with you for hours, sometimes even days. And the strange part is, you know you're overthinking. You tell yourself to stop, but the wheels keep turning. It's as if your mind doesn't trust silence, as if it keeps telling you, if I just think a little more, if I find that missing piece, I'll finally feel at peace. But that peace never comes. Instead, every thought pulls you deeper, into a darker and darker loop. Because overthinking is not just thinking too much. It's your mind trying to survive. Overthinking, what psychology calls rumination, is a repeating cycle of negative thoughts. In this state, it becomes almost impossible to stop replaying regrets from the past or fears about the future. And this isn't just mental. It takes over your body. It drains your energy. Think about it. You need to make a decision, but every possibility turns into a disaster in your mind. That's called catastrophizing. Or when you make a mistake, you reduce yourself to nothing with all or nothing thinking. Your focus breaks. You get stuck in worst-case scenarios. And the worst part? You start doubting your own decisions and constantly need validation from others. Over time, this becomes a trap. Your mind gets stuck inside the past and future it created itself. So why can't we stop? Why does the brain do this to us? There's actually a concept in neuroscience, the default mode network. When your brain is not focused on the outside world, when you're not driving or solving a problem, this network turns on. Have you ever wondered why old memories suddenly come back when you're in the shower, running, or about to fall asleep? That's why. This network helps you think about yourself, scan your memories, and imagine the future. But in people who overthink, it's like a broken radio. You can't turn it off. Even the smallest trigger from outside can trap you in endless negative thought chains. Your brain starts treating thoughts like problems. Even if there's no real problem, it keeps digging. Until a simple sentence you said 3 days ago turns into a massive crisis about who you are. Overthinking is actually a form of protection. It tries to save you from shame, regret, or making the same mistake again. When something inside you signals, "I'm not safe," you start thinking to reduce that anxiety. If you analyze every possibility, if you track what everyone thinks in every moment, it feels like you can control the situation. Thinking becomes something you do to feel better. But this is an illusion. It doesn't reduce anxiety. It feeds it. Every hole you dig to feel safe becomes a prison you fall into. Now let's go deeper. Where does this need to think nonstop come from? Sometimes it goes back to a time before words even existed. Your early childhood. Think about those moments you don't consciously remember, but your body never forgot. For a baby who wasn't fully seen, wasn't fully held, or was left alone too long, the world feels unsafe, even dangerous. For a baby, unmet needs aren't just discomfort, they are survival. And when that care is missing, a deep, catastrophic fear gets stored in the mind. As an adult, these old wounds get triggered by everyday moments. A friend replies late. Your partner feels distant. There's uncertainty at work. And suddenly that deep fear rises again. I'm not seen. I'm being abandoned. I'm being neglected. The anxiety you feel in that moment is not really about today. It belongs to that helpless child. and you try to save that child by analyzing everything, by controlling every detail. But most of the time, this thinking doesn't find the real cause. You may blame others, your parents, your partner, your boss. But what you're really struggling with are silent fears from long ago. And when this becomes chronic, it turns you into someone more tense, more unhappy, more exhausted. So, can you get out of this cycle? Yes. But not by simply saying, just stop thinking. Because overthinking is not a logical mistake. It's an emotional refuge. The real path to healing is understanding what lies beneath it. When you find that unsafe child inside you and begin to see it through your present adult self, you realize something. Your mind doesn't need to control everything anymore. Remember this: your mind is not trying to punish you. It's trying to protect you. All this thinking is its way of communicating something. But now it's time to tell it that it can rest. You don't need to get lost in the corridors of the past and future to feel safe. Because real safety is not in controlling everything. It's in being able to hold on to yourself, even in uncertainty.